Hi everybody, welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Tua, what you do? We are breaking it down, all 22, peeling it back. Let's see what the film says. Let's get into it. Welcome to the QB School. Tua, what you do? 3rd and 9. Love the design right here. Touchdown pass up top to the number 1. Little rub on both sides. Just absolute beautiful offensive architecture. Tua doing that slant thing, that RPO thing, as well as anybody. Now, can you build a complete, comprehensive NFL offense around that? We shall find out. But design-wise here, right out the gate, love a lot of this. So up top, we're going to get a little rub here, slant right inside. And down here at the bottom of the screen, we're going to get the opposite. So he's going to come in here, rub here, and then we're going to get the inside fade. And really what this does is you want to pick your poison here defensively. So where are you going to press? Normally they won't press 2 people on the same side because they don't want to get picked. So what you do is this exact offensive play because it allows you to pick the low player. Doesn't matter who they put. If they put the inside or the outside guy bumped, we're going to have an option. So right here, the inside guy is off. So we're going to go rub the press player, come underneath it. Just down here, it's the opposite. The one down here is rub inside fade or loop around it. If it was the opposite down here, meaning the slot was pressed and we're off at the corner, then the ball would come down here because we'd come out, rub, and come right around it. So we got answers on both sides. Love those types of concepts. Full field concepts allow you to beat man coverage in the red area. And then you got to go out there and throw a strike. That's a handoff to him. Again, at the top, nice rub. Down here at the bottom, the opposite of the play, but you could see how it could develop. Really nice. That's how you start. Certainly fun seeing him find the end zone a number of times, but as we pull back the layers here of the film, there are certainly some concerns with interception, sack, across the board here. Right here, RPO, he's as good as it gets. He probably was as good as it gets when he was in college. This, to me, is one of my favorite ways to do it because we're really reading that 7th defender, 32. Not going to get into what exactly type of run this is, but to me, this is inside zone. We're getting a combo here. We're getting a combo here. We have 6 people blocking up front, so we can handle 6 people in the run game. Okay, we've got 4 defensive linemen, 2 backer types. That means we cannot handle this conflict defender. He inserts into the box anywhere. We're going to have RPO answers, whether it's a glance behind him, whether it's stick out this way. I personally love it when we're throwing to the conflict defender side, so throwing a glance right behind him. Now, the thing to pay attention to here, another thing that I love about this design here, is that normally a lot of run defenses will key where the back is. So if the back is on this side, the linebacker to this side will usually slow play this thing. What does that mean? That means he's going to kind of keep his feet right in the ground, not give a run or pass read. Kind of slow play this thing for the cutback. And normally you do that because the run's over here, and that means that we're going to RPO this cat or this cat, someone on the back side. It's a hell of a lot harder for a defense when we have the ability to read the front side, number 7, 7th defender, and throw a glance that way with the back offset to the other side. So lots of moving parts right here. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but Tua is as good as they get at it. And you can see those combos up front, double teams. Read 32, right behind his ear. Nice job. Cool design. Again, taking advantage of that back placement. So up top, you can see they got working the bubble. If they had an apex or alley defender issue. Down here with the glance. That's just, this is what we're talking about, or at least what I'm talking about when I say RPO world. We're talking about horizontal stretch. So we're stretching them with the bubble. Vertical stretch, we're stretching them with a glance. And then we're running inside zone or whatever. Horizontal, vertical, this is a comprehensive RPO package play. And it's fun to see them kind of start getting better and better with this stuff with Tua. I really do think he's as good as it gets with that type of stuff. I'm sure there are other guys that do it at a high level, but it sure feels like he's been doing it for half a decade. Smooth. Great accuracy too, catchable. Nice little pass. Next one here. Come back, do it the exact same thing, just from a different way. This time we're shifting the back in. Again, paying attention to where the back is. Now we'll watch that play side linebacker. You can see him really slow his feet. I'll draw it up from the back. It's even easier. But it doesn't matter. If you can RPO and have options off both sides. Now, this is not easy to play quarterback like this. So you can see him telling what the wide receivers what they have. Reading 54 here, or let's just pretend like we're reading 54. They're not reading 54, but you can see 54's technique when the back is to his side. See how he just stays there? He gives like that gray mud read. That's a nothing read for a quarterback, but we're not reading him. We're reading 32, who pops up down here at the bottom. So he gets into the fit at all, we can't block him, right? We only have 6 people blocking inside zone. 7th defender enters. There it is. A little pop pass. Beautiful. Boop. Whew. That's a lot to like. You know, I would probably even like to see him do it more, and I feel like they do it a decent amount. Up top, paired with some sort of horizontal stretch. Again, you can see just a real simple, looks like it's an open field shell. Here comes the safety down. Got a little speed out stick up top for the horizontal stretch, vertical stretch, and a run. Pretty sweet. Love the offensive architecture. Love Tua in the RPO game. Again, can't get enough of this if you've got wide receivers on the perimeter that can beat man coverage. It's a great place to live. Just options on options, especially with a quarterback who can be accurate in those types of throws. But it certainly wasn't all great. Some bad interceptions, and really, without trying to sound like a Tua apologist, because I know it's going to come off like that. To me, we'll break down exactly what happens on this route, but I want to be really, really specific. I think the decision is muddy. I think his footwork is a little bit sloppy. Gets a heelsy to me. Again, we'll slow it way down here. Clicky right here. He's not lined up. His head and shoulders are lined up. Feet aren't lined up. To get there, heels come together. It's just not going to be as consistent stroking the ball as you want to be. So quarterback-wise, bad on bad. Now, let's talk about the route from the tight end. I am unfamiliar with this route. So if he is trying to like come up and give some sort of fake block or something, the stem of it is the worst part. So this is bad. This is real bad. Then the banana here, like roll in, is also bad. I think in a perfect world, this guy shot out of a cannon, no hesitation, get up to about 10 yards, nod it to the post, indicator to the quarterback, set that thing to the back pylon, and the quarterback can throw it about halfway in the end zone on the sideline. Definitely cannot, whatever that release is, and banana that thing in there and allow this guy to undercut it. Okay? But at the end of the day, this is still on the quarterback. Even with the disaster of a route, I still think it's muddy enough where you come off and come back down to the shallow. It's there. Take those completions, touchdown to check down, whatever you want to say, but let's watch the route up top to the tight end. What is that release? You know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's not a play fake. We're not faking anybody. I'm unfamiliar with that. Then I'm unfamiliar with the banana. I mean, just roll it on in there. That's a fast way to never get a ball thrown to you in the red area again. Overcut on a corner. I mean, it's hard to do. Some bad ball. Now, is the shallow there to Waddle? Yeah, hell yeah. So it gets muddy. Come on down to the shallow. Just no to the corner, yes to the shallow. First down, move the chains. Instead of forcing it to whatever this route is. I mean, what is the tight end doing? And it's still Tua's fault. So it can be multiple people's fault, I think, as we prove pretty consistently on this channel. Next one here, sack. This one, you know, the interceptions are bad in this game. This sack to me might be the worst part of it because this is a pretty clean 5-0 call. So there's 5 people in protection, right? They hit you. I mean, this is like, you know, this is not a master's class in protection right here. 5 people in protection. They walk up any linebacker type over the center. It's almost always a 5-0 call. 5-0 is just a clean way of saying 5 one-on-one blocks. Now, I personally like to call it an SO, what the difference is. So 5-0 means 5 one-on-one blocks. Occasionally, and I prefer to call it an SO, that just means squeeze. So instead of being 5 locked blocks, they're going to squeeze the most dangerous. So if this creeper were to walk up and get his feet into the lineman here, we'd get a big duel right here, and then we'd get the widest guy being the free runner. But if this creeper is going to hit it from depth, which let's see where he snaps it, really it's still a big duel right here. So he needs to take the most dangerous of these two. But either way, he is hot. It's 100%. I would 99.9% Tua here needs to make a hot throw. Can see him come, potentially a big duel, a right tackle there. He kind of thinks about it. You can see him thinking about it. He almost tries to take 2 there. Either way, he's hot. Doesn't matter if it's the B gap or the C gap. Prefer it to be the C gap. But this ball needs to be thrown to the slot up top on a hot. You can see the slot. Sees it? Throw it. Must be thrown. Cannot happen. Unacceptable. So just bad ball. And this is not an exotic. Like this is a, mini camp 2 pressure. 5-person protection, you need to know where the number 6 issue is, and you got to get the ball out of your hand. You can't take sacks like that. Those are too easy. This is another bit of a weird one down here. It's a nice throw to the bottom of the screen to a 7. You don't see this type of out thrown to a cloud corner very often, but it really is a ridiculous route from Waddle as much as anything else. I put it on here because it's a nice throw from Tua from the pocket, pushing outside the numbers. Again, I'm not a huge fan of play fakes to then throw balls outside the numbers, not impacting anything on the play. But take a peek at this route down here at the bottom. You're going to get an iteration of a cloud, what I think is a cloud corner down here with a half-field safety. So normally you would not want to throw any sort of out-breaking route into a cloud corner, especially with an outside release. But when he pushes this thing vertical, pay really close attention to what he does with his head. He gets his eyes back. And what that does is it makes this corner kind of lose his awareness where he is. And then when he comes out and snaps that thing out, the corner's nowhere to be found. So just a really nice, detailed route down here at the bottom of the screen. My goodness. Outside release. Head back. Just that little nod. See that nod? His head goes back and the corner's head goes back. I mean, that is detail. Now, it's also detail in your film analysis, so you are welcome. But that little head nod turns the corner's head, and then he's out of the break. I mean, that's dirty. That is a dirty, dirty route. Just love the attention to detail. Tua, obviously, nice throw, a little late on the sideline. Again, dangerous throw. I wouldn't be living in that world of throwing those kind of routes, that kind of coverage, but you got a guy who's going to create that kind of space for you. Let him do it. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I appreciate the support for the channel. Then if you want even more quarterback school content, hop over to the quarterback school Patreon community. Check out the courses if you're looking to take it to the next level. All those are in the description. I appreciate it. Let's keep the video going. Next one here, this is a touchdown inside fade. To me, this is a bit of a hairy call. This is a nice, not hairy call, hairy decision from Tua just as far as what's going on with the coverage. It's a beautiful throw as far as giving your guy a shot, high point that thing. To me, oh, there's a little detail here. Let's talk about it. Look at these guys, bottom right. He goes up for the high 10 to celebrate. This is very rare. High 10 celebration. What do you think is going to happen? I bet you're not going to guess that it's going to turn in a high 10 to a 5-4. Pretty rare celebration here. High 10, 5-4. Rare. Love to see it though. When I'm talking about design-wise here, is that inside fade to me here. So we're going to go inside fade here. This is great. I get nervous when inside fade is paired with a locked hitch and there's that much room. So if this corner was up here pressed, I feel great about that. But if he's off this far and we're running a hitch, you're not really threatening him. He's not backing up. So you would expect this corner to make a little bit better play here to be able to go help on that inside fade. So when he's off like this, I almost prefer like that first touchdown. Let's go just pure inside fade, and then let's go slant here, because then that puts a lot of stress right here. They got to really banjo this thing off. But to me, this is living on the edge. Running a hitch here, just bad corner play. Then up top, I think they run a nice little pick here. Come in here, pick. Trying to get the ball to the back. That's another great option. So a lot of different ways to beat man coverage down in the red area if they're going to try to do this. But just pay attention. If you were that corner down here, golly, love to be able to make a little bit better of a play. I'm assuming that's a corner, DB type. Either way, it's a very nice ball from Tua. Just the offensive architecture when you run inside fade down here gets a little gnarly if you're not going to pair it with a slant, if you're going to go straight hitch all the time. And the reason you wouldn't go slant is because you usually pair it with a stick at the number 3. So there's that stick number 3. And then let's go up top. If you didn't like the inside fade, like I wouldn't like the inside fade with that corner alignment, you go up top, throw it to the back. Pretty good. Pretty obvious pick there from the number 1 up top too. Again, it doesn't take anything away from the throw, the execution, the high point, really nice, well done. Just when you're putting the pieces together, watching the All-22, some of these things, that look great on the broadcast can be a little hairy if one guy plays it different who's not even in the screen with 22. 5-4. Or what did I say? 10-4. No, 10 to 5-4. High 10, 5-4. Love it. Next one here. Empty, pick, disgusting. This is a combination of the left guard taking an L and mostly more than the left guard taking an L, Tua just panicking. You can't make these type of throws in the grasp. Trust me, I have learned the hard way. I understand it because you want to make a play. But when you see this color flash at the L with left guard, if you can't get it down, so you go from the left to the spot over the ball, to waddle over the ball, if you can't get there fast enough, you just have to eat it. You can't make these kind of throws in the grasp. So to me, this is a bummer because it's already a bad play. It's going to be a sack. It's a bad play from the left guard. Nothing you can do. You see that color flash, you try to make a play. You can't turn a bad play into a disaster. Like, that's a really bad characteristic to have. And not that he has it, but this play, it is what it is. So you just got to learn from those types of things. Maybe potentially just say, hey, could you get through that read a little bit quicker? Could you go from whatever you're looking to on your left back over the ball as like a check down faster? Assuming you're going to the number 3 here up top, it's not there, over the ball. That type of speed as far as decision-making processing. I'm not sure you really could because that black flashes in your face at left guard. But it kind of looks like his eyes get down a little bit at the line of scrimmage. And again, without knowing for sure, I don't have a GoPro on the guy's head, but just looking at his eyes, it looks like here he goes from his left to like down at the line of scrimmage, then back up to the right, trying to make a play. So right there, to me, just kind of, he's looking downfield. Now he's looking at the rush. Now he looks back downfield again, panic, in the grasp, late, down the middle, disaster. Bad play, disaster. Just got to learn from it, move on, can't tolerate it. Next one here, a little 2x2 backed up. This is a hell of a throw down here at the bottom of the screen. Dangerous as hell. Again, I can't tell you what 81 is doing to me. This is just a little wheel from the slot down here at the bottom, but he like stops his feet like he's going to get like a back shoulder. And then Tua throws it like a hole shot down the field. To me, really fortunate. That's a dangerous ass throw. It's a great catch. But, I'm not going to pretend to tell you what they're telling him or what they're asking him to do. But play fake, throwing hole shots with miscommunication. I make the argument that that's, that corner could make a better play on the ball. He'd be playing offense, right? You know what I'm going to say? He needs to knock the ball down. But it's a nice catch. Again, just to me, there's in the passing game, there's too many kind of not on the same pages. So we're going to get this switch release. He's going to come out here and it looks like he throttles down, like he's expecting a back shoulder. Then Tua throws him down the field. Again, don't love these types of hole shots outside the numbers with play fakes. Just it's asking your guy to do a lot for something that's not impacting the location of the final ball. Now maybe they're trying to rip a seam and that's what they're trying to do with the play fake, but the number 1 receiver down here at the bottom of the screen doesn't look like he's anticipating the ball. Maybe up top you're trying to get those linebackers down with the play fake. Again, to me, that's just a dangerous ass play. Yes, it's a nice outcome, but that's living on the edge. Footwork wise, to me, I still think he could do himself a favor by being just a little bit more lined up. A lot more lined up. right? His feet are lined up down the hash. Comes together a little bit there. To me, I would like that ball just go down to the check down. That's too blurry of a throw. Next one, a little 2x2. Again, just the over up top. Nice job from Tua here, being able to move to his right and throw this thing to his left. It's a nice design. Again, I think the footwork here could be polished up even more. You know, it's a nice athletic throw, smooth rhythm, but I think if he keeps his base a little bit more firm, a little bit more powerful, he can drive that thing a little bit. When you watch this film, there are some throws that, and I can say this because I used to throw a lot of changeups, come off like a little changeup-y as opposed to fastballs driven. You know, again, just look the footwork here. I know it's never going to be perfect moving around in the pocket. I do love the fact that he stays on rhythm with it. But if he just kind of finds a way to keep that base and get to his right, as opposed to kind of like wheel hopping over there. Now the design of this thing is pretty sweet. You get 2 overs with a must outside release. Go clear up top. Just find that soft spot in front of the half field safety. Very nice. Big conversion. Again, I love the pocket mobility, pocket presence, just smooth in the pocket. I just think it can get even better and better where he can really rip that thing down the field and not feel like this guy's waiting for it at all. Finish up here with 2 touchdowns. This is a nice design. We're going to trade to motion back across to run a variation of mesh. Nice guy, not forcing it, just getting it out to the little check wheel, check swing, and that's just terrible tackling too. I think he's trying to look off and rip this post to the right. Again, hard to know for sure, but comes back, not there. So he's trying to get that. There's a post right on that top of that A. Maybe you could get that thing in there. Maybe versus red too. That's going to be tight, especially when the mic opens to the side of that post. See the mic 54 open that way, especially when you're looking off. I think that's just a great decision. Clean, give it to your guy in space, make them make a tackle. Not happening. Easier said than done. Again, you can see the mesh here. So we trade to motion to post down here with the mesh. You can see the old pre-COVID slap hands thing. Not there, get the ball down. Really nice. From the back, again, you can see, you know, the thing about when you do look-offs like this, I mean, you have to do it sometimes for sure, but it just makes you a tick late when you come back. So you can see that stripe, right? Now maybe he's looking to try to throw that flat to Waddle if it just pops open in some variation of man, but this is zone all the way. I don't know. I think that post is too tight. Nice job just getting it down. Good decision, good base. Give your guy a nice accurate ball. Next one here, a little naked. Starting 2x2, get to 3x1. Fake the ghost around. Tailback can't get to the flat. The over's wide open. Check that mailbox out down here at the bottom of the screen. Hand up. That's wide ass open. Very nice. Again, coaching points on this thing. Obviously, you'd love to get the flat out a little faster. It's hard when you're asking the flat to come from the T like this where 37 is. So we're going to fake that ghost. And he's going to go all the way around the quarterback like this. Now, I love this play because we're securing the edge with the tight end. So we're not hot off the edge. The tight end is there. The tight end, that back takes just a little too long to get out to the flat. But you can see what the flat does to the underneath coverage, right? 27. Watch 27 come down. That leaves that over wide open. Really nice. Again, thing to pay attention to with this over, and I know I've said it on this channel before, but reiterate it because it is a detail that I think really matters, especially in the red area. Anytime you're running the back line, so it really doesn't matter what you're running, whether it's an in, a post, whatever. When you hit this back of the end zone, you really want to make sure you're running back across the top of the numbers, top of the logo, whatever you want to say, whether it's stripes, whatever the thing is. If it's not a full kind of like old school painted end zone, you want to make sure that you are running with your feet there, because when they throw it, they throw high back 5 and you go get it, your feet need to make sure you come down at least 1 inbounds, lower levels, and 2 here. So you really want to make sure you're running the top of the letters in the league. Little details like that that really make a difference when trying to get these touchdowns in the tight red. You can see he does a decent job of it right there. Really nice. So that is a wrap. Tua, you know, kind of all over the place, to be honest with you. Some really nice throws. I think they're finding the things that he does really well and incorporating those into the offense with the RPOs, with some of the timing throws, the accuracy, all those types of things. But man, still some mistakes that you would love to see kind of filter out of the film. And so whether it's the pass protection, the sacks, the picks, trying to do too much, all those things kind of go together. So kind of all over the place, if you're asking me. Some real highs, some real lows, and that might just be where we're at right now. And so it'll be interesting to see if he can find a way to fight through it. Got some adversity with the trade rumors and all those types of things. Let me know what you thought of the video. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good one.